All right, so we're going to talk a little bit today about some types of relationships within ecosystems. We call these relationships forms of symbiosis. Symbiosis is a very close relationship between two species, and one lives in or on another one, and they affect each other. There's three types of symbiosis that you'll have to know about. They're called parasitism, mutualism, and commensalism. So you've all heard of a parasite before. What is a parasite? What is that? Yeah? And what does it do? Yeah, often it does. And how does it affect its host? Does it? Yeah, it hurts them. So parasitism is in a relationship when one organism gets injured, the host, and the other organism, the parasite, actually benefits. Could anyone name a parasite? What an example of a parasite? Yeah? A tick that lives on a dog. It burrows into their skin, it lives off their blood, but it can infect, that wound can become infected, and that could hurt the dog. Emily, that one?
A leech.
A leech is a parasite, yes. Jordan? Yeah, I could think of a mosquito. A tapeworm, an intestinal tapeworm that lives in the digestive tract of an organism. Remember I talked to you a little bit about these back in taxonomy. Tapeworms attach themselves in the digestive tract of an organism, and as it eats, as the food's traveling through the digestive system, the tapeworm absorbs a bunch of those nutrients. But it harms a person or an animal. Okay, they lose energy to the tapeworm. It can clog up their intestine. It's bad for them. Other parasites can infect the heart and circulatory system, like heartworms. We looked at that in dogs. Or elephantiasis. We saw those people, the huge swollen up legs. That's caused by a parasite. Some types of parasites actually, like pork roundworm, if a person ingests it somehow, the worm works its way to the person's brain and then lays eggs in their brain, which grow and hatch there. Pretty nasty. It can be deadly. So those are examples of parasites. Another type of symbiosis is called mutualism. This is when both of the organisms actually benefit. They both gain something positive. This is a Nile crocodile. It's a ferocious carnivore. Sometimes they kill people, actually. It has a relationship with this bird called the Egyptian plover. Once in a while, the crocodile opens its mouth, the plover walks right into its mouth, walks around in there, pecks around, and walks right back out. The crocodile never harms it because they have this mutualistic relationship. What does the crocodile get out of this relationship? How is it benefiting? What? No? Kai? It cleans its teeth out. Gets little bits of food out of its teeth so that teeth don't get infected. What does the plover, the bird, get?
Food.
Yeah, it gets a little meal. It eats the stuff it picks out of the crocodile's teeth. So they're both benefiting, so they have this relationship. Here's another one. A clownfish, which lives where?
Nemo.
In a sea anemone. Sea anemones are cnidarians. They have nematocysts, stinging cells. And most fish stay far away from the sea anemone because of those stinging cells. However, the clownfish is immune to those stinging cells. It has a thick layer of mucus on it. It's not harmed by them. And it lives within the tentacles of the sea anemone. They both gain something. What does the clownfish get out of this relationship? Raise your hand. Alex? It gets protection. Because most fish don't go near the sea anemone, so it's protected from predators. What's the sea anemone get?
Mucus?
Not quite. It uses some of the waste from the clownfish for nutrients. The clownfish lures in small fish that the anemone will then eat. Also, the clownfish will clean out dead tentacles and stuff from the sea anemone. So they're both beneficial.
Do they eat it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Our last type of relationship here is called commensalism. This is one in which one of the organisms benefits and the other is really not affected either way. It's not hurt, it's not harmed, it just is neutral. One example of this is a barnacle living on a whale. Barnacle is a sea mollusk that attaches to the whale's body, or like sometimes the shell of a turtle, kind of hitches a ride. As it's moving through the water, it filters food out of the water, so it's benefiting. But it doesn't hurt the whale, it doesn't hurt the turtle, it doesn't affect them either way. Or like a robin building its nest in a tree. The robin needs the tree to build a nest there to raise its young and so forth, but it doesn't harm the tree, it doesn't help the tree, it doesn't really matter. That would be a form of commensalism. Here's some more examples. I talked about these fish earlier in the year. Do you remember? Anyone remember what they were called? These black fish attached to the side of this trout?
Lamprey.
Lamprey. They're the ones with that circular mouth with like all those rows of teeth and their tongue has teeth. They attach to the fish, drill a hole in it, and live off of its blood as it bleeds into the... So this lake trout has 2 lamprey attached to it. This is obviously what type of relationship?
Parasite.
That's a parasite. It's harming this fish. The lamprey's a benefit. This is a neat story. We used to have a video, but we lost the video.
Oh.
This is a goby and a shrimp. They have a relationship in which the shrimp builds a little tunnel and home for them, in which they live together. But the shrimp is basically blind. So when the shrimp needs to venture out of the burrow to find some food, the goby goes with it. The goby keeps an eye out for predators, and the shrimp keeps its antenna touching the bottom side of the goby. So the goby goes back into the burrow, the shrimp knows to go right back into the burrow. There's something dangerous. So what type of relationship would that be?
Mutualism?
Mutual. They both are benefiting. Here you see the turtle, and these are the barnacles hitching a ride on it. These round things attached to its shell. Which one is that?
Commensalism.
Commensalism. This is a polar bear, super thin, because it is infected with a tapeworm. So even though it has plenty of food, the foods that it eats, the tapeworm is robbing the polar bear of all of those nutrients, and it's slowly starving. This is a hermit crab. Some hermit crabs will pick up sea anemones from the bottom of the ocean floor and put them on its shell and walk around with 3 or 4 sea anemones on its shell. It's for protection. This is mutualism. Sea anemones get little bits of food from the hermit crab. The hermit crab gets protection. This is a water buffalo. These birds pick little insects out of its fur. Which one do you think that is? Mutualism. All right. There's a couple videos here. This is a really interesting one. This is about ants and a tree they live with. And then I have another video after this about some other types of these relations.
Are we done with it?
Yeah, we're done with our notes. Yes.